Hey everyone, my name is Jenna and I like to turn your scribbles into monsters, so let's get it going. This week's scribble is from Samantha, and Samantha actually put her Instagram handle instead of her name, so I don't know her full name, but her Instagram handle is the Samantha Room, and she is a Māori artist based here in New Zealand, and she does some really cool, cute artwork, so definitely check her out. I'm gonna pop her picture in here. So just go to my photos, pop that in. There we go. So like always, I will change the opacity of this image right back. Here we go. And create a new layer. I'm just going to change the color of my pen here. And I am on pencil, which is good. And then I'm going to trace over Samantha's scribble just to get a feel for it, get used to the lines and everything. Do you know what I'm seeing straight away is that this, oops, my color didn't change. Try that again. All right. All right, now what I'm seeing straight away is that this square almost looks like a little graduation hat, you know, that you wear when you finish university, which is quite cool. I like that Samantha has just drawn these three shapes, and I guess it's not really a scribble. Maybe it's just three shapes instead, but that's okay. I actually think it's quite cool. It's something a bit different. And you know, last week, well, my last video, which was not last week, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I did someone's signature, which was really cool, or their initials, I'm not sure. All right, so I'm going to turn this layer off, and then we've got a nice scribble here. I might make it a little bit bigger. Here we go. And again, I'm just going to change the opacity right down so we can have a play and know what we're working with. And I'm going to change my brush to a nice blue today, different color, just to differentiate between the base layer and the new one that I'm about to do. All right, let's have a look. I like to have a look at it at all angles. So we've got that way, we've got this way, and this way. I actually think the original is very cool, so I'm just gonna start drawing and see what we come up with. I do think that this part here does look like a body, and this does look like the top half of a body. Now this square is just so crazy, and it's thrown me off a little bit, but let's see what we can come up with. Maybe it's like some kind of adornment on this monster, like maybe it kind of is attached somehow to his head, like a weird box head type thing. Maybe something like that. So like instead of just a round head, he's got this random box shape head instead. And maybe this box shape could have like these crazy kind of eyes here. I hope you enjoyed the video, the last video of Matt reacting to these crazy monsters. His reactions are so funny. If you did like that, you should let me know and we'll do another one for this one, which would be cool. Yeah, maybe he's like that, and then he could have a nose here, or like a little, maybe it's like a snout with a nose at the end. I had real trouble with my iPad this morning. It kept disconnecting from the computer, and now I'm really paranoid that I'm going to get halfway through my drawing and look up and it's not going to be connected. So if that happens, it's okay. The iPad does record everything, so we have a backup. Maybe he's got like little vampire teeth here. I do really like this square random head. I think it's really cool. And then his body can come down like that. Could even have maybe this bit's like furry, but the square part isn't, which is kind of weird, but I think we can go with it. Maybe this square part is like, maybe it has some really cool stripes that come across. Oop, maybe something like this. I do like the fur idea. Alright, now let's think about this body. Let's try drawing some legs first. So maybe we'll draw some little legs here. Yeah, it almost looks like a banana. A banana monster. What would a banana monster do? Shoot bananas at you? I don't know. And then maybe this part here comes back. And it's kind of like sitting like that. Kind of like that. That's quite cool. And then the other arm would be on this side around here. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I love it. Alright, I'm going to make him a bit bigger and just center him. And then I'm going to turn this base layer off and change the opacity of this one right back so we can redraw it and have a better look at what it's going to look like. I'm going to change my pencil to this brush here, which is my favorite, and I might change this to black now, and I'm just going to bump this up. I usually have it on 20. Right, so I feel like this head, maybe it needs some other things on it, or maybe it's okay as fur. Let's just draw in the face and see how we go. For some reason this makes me think of like a 90s cartoon with, I think it had a weasel in it or something. I can't quite remember exactly what it was, the cartoon, but I'm so sure it was like this really eager weasel or some kind of creature that was always trying to help, or I don't know. If you know what I'm talking about, then you should comment. Or maybe I just dreamt this cartoon up and there's no such thing. But I'm so sure that this exists, and I think 90s cartoons were so weird. I tried to rewatch a lot of them, and yeah, it's crazy to think. Actually crazy to think I was allowed to watch them in the first place, because some of them are really crazy. Alright, we've got this coming round. And then some teeth here. And I guess a little jaw. And then it goes into this fur. I don't think I have many furry monsters, so this will be quite different. I used to, when I first started out as an illustrator or artist, I used to draw a lot of people's pets, like pet portraits and things. And it's so painstaking to draw fur. It takes ages. Like realistic fur. I think cartoon fur is not so bad, but realistic fur takes so long to draw. Alright. There we go. And I think he's maybe got like some fur here as well. Kind of coming down. And then we've got the head. Almost looks like he's wearing like a helmet. So maybe it is like a, not a helmet per se, but something that grows on him. So it is part of him, but it acts as like a protective helmet or something. I think that could be cool. So it's almost like, you know, on the back of some bugs and things, they have almost like plated kind of armor. Or it looks like plated armor, like on the back of cockroaches, or some cockroaches. They have like this kind of plated armor stuff. I always think it looks like plated armor. I don't know what it's actually called, but we're gonna go with that. That's cool. Maybe it can even have like, you know, if it's like a protective thing, maybe it can also have some spikes. Actually, do you know what would be cool? I'm gonna delete that. Is like this kind of, I think this kind of like cool mohawk instead. So it's like this protective helmet, and then, you know, like those helmets that they used to wear into battle that have like the furry mohawks on top. I don't know if it can be furry or just a mohawk, but we will figure it out. Maybe it needs to be more like up like that, like a square. This looks so crazy, but don't worry. I always draw so many lines just because I think it's how you sort of almost have, I call them like happy accidents, or you know, I just don't think that there's any mistakes when you draw, so you might as well just draw heaps of lines, and then as you start to refine and rub them out, you sort of can see what lines aren't working and what lines are working and things like that. Alright, now this crazy weird body. Maybe more like this. And then it can come down. He's so funny. I love it. And then I'm going to make him a bit bigger around here. And I feel like I want to bring this part up like that. So it has a kind of line. He has like a line down the center. And then let's have a look at these weird feet. They look like bunny rabbit feet, so I'm kind of going to go with that and make them more chunky. And then around like this. So I was really excited to find out that Adobe Fresco has this feature where these little blue dots show up. So when I do this, that's actually my two fingers zooming in and zooming out. Whoop, whoop. And then it also shows up when I put my pen down. So that's my pen there. I don't know if that's helpful for you when you're watching, to see where my pen is a bit better, a bit easier. It's easier for me drawing it. It's like, not that I lose my pen, but yeah, I just think it's quite a cool feature. There's a lot of features that Adobe Fresco has that I'm really enjoying, because I have only recently made the switch from Procreate to Adobe Fresco. And Procreate, like, I love Procreate, it's so good. I've been using it for so long, but I feel like Adobe Fresco just, I don't know, there's just a few less limitations, which I've been finding really good. That's really cool. That foot. Now, what do we want to do for this hand? Do we want to keep it so that it comes back around like this? Or do we want to have it more flat? So it's more like, maybe it's more like that. I'm not sure about this rabbit foot. Maybe all the feet are like the hands. Or maybe he doesn't have feet. Maybe he just has hands. Could work. If we move the hands down, then he's kind of like a bouncing, like maybe he like sort of bounces with his hands. I think that's cool. I'm gonna do it. Alright, so I'm gonna turn this layer off. I'm gonna change the opacity right down. Like that. And then I'm gonna make a new layer. And the first thing I'm gonna do is draw this arm. And I was just thinking about the armor on his head, like maybe it ties into his arm a bit. So almost kind of like shoulder pads? Shoulder plates? I don't know. Kind of like this. And then his arm like comes out like that. Now, I don't know if you know, but I do now have a Patreon account. Patreon, whatever you feel like saying, where you can support me to keep making these videos. At the moment I only have 2 tiers. I think I'll add more when I get some supporters, but yeah, it'll be really cool. There's the first tier where you can get access to download and print these drawings and just the line work so that you can color them in yourself. I think it's really cool seeing what people do. And then the second tier is just a little bit more behind the scenes. You get to see like the monster before I put the video out, see what it's going to look like. And you also get your signature or your scribble, your name, whatever you want, turned into a monster, and that's yours to keep. So that's a lot of fun as well. Right, I'm going to create a new layer so that I can move this arm around a bit later. And also put it on the other side. And I think because I'm gonna change that arm, I might actually bring the shape so it's more rounded like this. And then bring it down like that. And have it more like that. And then have this coming up and around. It could almost go more like that. Yeah. And then I'm going to go back to the arm and I'm just going to move it around so it's more in the middle, so he's not kind of going to fall over. And I'm going to duplicate it. And then there'd be one like behind as well. And then I'm going to tap this. Oh, hang on. And that makes this into a rubber, which is nice. Might make it a bit bigger. Rub this out. Yeah, I think that's cool. I mean, we can fiddle around with the placement of the arm a bit later, and we could even change how that looks a bit later as well. I'll change my brush size back to 20. Oop. Very cool. All right, I really do like his face. I think it's very cool. I'm not sure about these eyes. Like, I are they sitting right? I feel like this maybe needs to go up a bit higher, and that maybe he needs more of a frown kind of face. I do like these little spiky teeth. I think they're very cool. And then we'll just draw some fur coming down and some more fur here. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure about this line. I might adjust that later. Doesn't quite look right. But that's all good. And we'll bring this around. And then this can come down. Maybe he's got a little bit of fur coming up over his, I'm going to say armor plating, because it's my monster and I can. Like that. Yeah. And then his like mohawky thing is kind of coming out of one of his armor plates. Maybe there's like little jagged parts as well. Ooh, very cool. And then these lines would go over like that to make this weird helmet thing. I think it's going to be really cool when it's coloured, like with all these stripes and things. And then its eyes. Okay, I will turn this layer off so we can see what we're working with. Whoa! That's pretty crazy. I'm going to merge these two, and I'm actually just going to sort of twist him a little so he's more kind of angled, like he's really resting on his arms a bit more. And then I might move this arm a little bit so it's more in the middle. Cool. And then I'm gonna merge these all together, and I'm just going to adjust it so it's a bit more in the center and like that. Very cool. I'm wondering if he needs something else on his body. I think I will add a tail of some sort to this monster. Maybe a furry tail to go with the fur around his neck. So yeah, I might create another layer while I do this, and let's just have a look at what we can do here. So maybe the tail sort of comes from like the back and comes around and up like that somehow. And maybe it's got like almost like a spine through the tail. And it could come like around like this. Yeah, I think he needed a tail or something. Now that I'm looking at him, I'm like, maybe he does need more legs. Or maybe, I like the tail, maybe he could have, actually, instead of more legs, maybe he just has these spikes coming on his back like this. And he could even have like littler spikes in the front, more like that, because I feel like he's fully legit armored up, so we might as well give him more armor. And maybe he does have like weird little scales, so he's got like fur on his head, scales on his body. I mean, he is one mad looking monster. I almost feel like his fingers could be like super long to, you know, like help him out with this weird balancing act that he's got to do with only these two hands. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm going to merge that down as well. And we're just going to center him again. Alright, I think I'm going to do a little bit of work on these eyes to get them looking a bit better. So I'm going to take this opacity right down and have a look at redrawing these eyes a little bit. I do feel I might just turn my pencil back on and do a more kind of sketchiness instead, and see if we can just make them look a little better. And maybe it comes sort of around like that. What would be cool if he just had like really cool eyebrows? Is that weird? And they kind of sat over top of his armor plating a bit, almost like real cartoon vibes. And it might play into that whole fur thing as well. And then maybe, so if this is like that, and then this one is also a bit more furry, and then that can kind of come around a bit more like that. And maybe he's more looking like towards us a little bit more. So I feel like more like that, and then his nose comes up and is a little bit more like pointed, or like a little bit more towards the sky. And I like his crazy eyebrows. I think they're going to be cool. And I do think it's cool that they sit kind of over his... Oh, I guess you... No, I like that they sit over his helmet a bit. And maybe his helmet's actually got this sort of lip here. So it's more like that. And maybe the mohawk could even be like more crazy. Like maybe it's broken into parts a little bit more. So I'll make a new layer just in case I change my mind and then I don't like it. But maybe it's kind of more like just to tie in with that fur a little bit more. Maybe it's more like these big chunks of hair, if that makes sense. So it kind of can come down and like come around and be more kind of like this flowing mohawk instead of like that other one. And it can kind of join up with the hair a little bit more. So that's almost where the hair has come from. And that kind of leads down into this more hairy part. I feel like with these legs that they could even be, because I've done these shapes a few times in other drawings, that maybe these should be a little bit more square, so more like this instead, just to make them a little bit different from some of my previous drawings. Maybe more like that. They kind of have this like diamondy shape to them. So maybe it's a little bit more edgy to go with, like, I guess the really edgy mohawk and things. And then this part as well, just kind of coming down and just a little bit more flat. And then I feel like this shoulder could even have like a little spike like that, and this can come up into there. And then we've got this armor idea. Maybe it sits a bit differently. Like it's like a crazier shape instead, and it can kind of blend in a bit more to the body. I'm glad that we added, because I think it really looks like it would help this creature balance a little more, you know, like how cats have their tails to help them steady themselves and balance. I feel like this guy would need that because he's only got like the 2 arms, and then he's got this weird shaped body. Actually, I don't know, maybe the spikes aren't the thing. Maybe he's got like a more plating here as well. Something like that. I do think that I am ready to move on to the final outline. So what I will do is I will speed that up for you, and I will catch you at the end of the video when it's all nicely colored and looking really cool.
If I told you that I'm over it, the gods have decided that I'm a hopeless optimist. You say your heart has had enough, but I do believe there's still some room in there for us. You can return the keys, you can walk out that door. I'll still be living in a dream, like we got years in store. Baby, won't you let me be delusional? I need you to let me be delusional. Stuck in a fiction in which our story never ends. It's not the prescriptions, the truth just needs a little bend. You say your heart has had enough, but I disagree, 'cause I still hear it beat for us. You can return the keys, you can walk out that door. I'll still be living in a dream, like we got years in store. Baby, won't you let me be delusional? I need you to let me be delusional. You can pack up and leave, but I'm keeping my eyes closed. I'll imagine you and me sitting there gray and old. I need you to let me be delusional. Baby, won't you let me be delusional? You can return the keys, you can walk out that door. I'll still be living in a dream, like we got years in store. Baby, won't you let me be delusional? I need you to let me be delusional. Outside my kitchen window, there's a happy parade. Come confused as the question lingers. Should I join them today? Am I allowed to pretend I'm good for a while? I put glitter in my eyes so they look all full of life. 'Cause I wanna participate in the happy parade. I'll slap a smile across my face, get some sun on this pale skin, feel the freckles form as I'm giving in, as I'm fitting in the happy parade, as I'm fitting in the happy parade. Ha ha, I laugh beside them like it's all that I know. What lies behind this moment is a story best kept untold. Cause I wanna participate in the happy parade. I'll slap a smile across my face, get some sun on this pale skin, feel the freckles form as I'm giving in, as I'm fitting in the happy parade, as I'm fitting in the happy parade. Cause I wanna participate in the happy parade. I'll slap a smile across my face, get some sun on this pale skin, feel the freckles form as I'm giving in, as I'm fitting in the happy parade, as I'm fitting in the happy parade. Oh, these tears are bitter. Won't take long before I'm back on you. So let the feelings simmer. But I know what I can't refuse. You're just like sunlight in a closed room. Oh, the world goes dark if I don't have it soon. Don't know how to be around you without making mistakes. I know I shouldn't see
Well, team, there you have it. The monster's all done. Thanks again, Samantha, for your crazy, weird scribble of shapes. It kind of looks like a weird banana with legs and a head. But anyway, I really hope you like it. And I'll catch you next time. Okay, thanks, team. Bye.
Oh, wow.